If you've ever felt stuck procrastinating, getting super distracted, or second guessing yourself until you freeze, you might think those are the problem behaviors, but actually, those are side effects of what's really going on. There's something inside your body causing you different types of hidden sabotage. My name is Elyssa Smith. I'm a trauma informed executive coach. Welcome to video 2 in our 4-part series, Unlocking Your Next Level for the New Year. Today, we're going to identify 3 really sneaky self-sabotage patterns. And what do you do when you realize that they're affecting you? How do you actually not take those behaviors that have not been serving you into the new year with you? So let's get started. We can be really judgy. Raise your hand if you get judgy about yourself, if you're your own worst critic, when we see those bad habits or those bad behaviors, the procrastination. I can't tell you how many clients I have come to me and they say, oh my gosh, I know what I need to do. I just can't make myself do it. And so I sit down at my computer and 5 minutes later, I'm distracted on my phone. Listen, your body is trying to tell you something. So let's figure out first what you're looking for if this sneaky hidden sabotage is affecting you. Okay, so pattern number 1, the distraction loop. It is so insidious. It will get you every time. Oh, something shiny, something shiny. Oh, like this email just popped up or this text just came. And before you know it, half an hour has passed. You haven't made progress on that first step that you meant to take today towards your big goal or toward the project at work. I had a client yesterday. She was just talking about I know how to do this project. I am a project manager for this type of project. This is not hard for me to do, but I can't force myself to start it. And now I'm feeling guilty because I'm using the time I'm supposed to be spending on this project, I'm spending it on other stuff. And my employer is not getting what they're paying me for. I have so many clients that come to me and say, I'm really successful, but I get distracted so easily. So maybe you stop and you do the laundry in the middle of your workday if you work from home. It could be a number of things. The bottom line is your nervous system, when it gets stressed by whatever thing it's stressed by, may have a subtle sabotage it does to send you a message, I don't feel safe to do this. So it's going to be like, oh, all of a sudden, I need to explore how many colors of sticky notes I have. I mean, because let's be honest, can you really deal with just one? No, we need multiples. So the second thing that you need to watch for, the second pattern of sneaky self-sabotage, is the irritation that you might feel. So if you're really irritable over really small things. I call this the 0 to 60 rage loop. This is for me. Oh, it used to be so bad. Before I started really delving into the hidden trauma I was dealing with, I would just fly off the handle about nothing, about things that don't really even affect the quality of my life or like my safety or my health or anything. It would just live inside my cells, this rage, this anger would. And so people I loved would notice I'm being short, I'm being cold, I'm cutting them off, and it's like, that's not how I want to live my life with the people I love. I don't want to be picking fights. I had a really high performing client tell me that she realized that she needed to regulating her nervous system because she was picking fights with her very loving partner. She's like, there's no reason to be mad at him. He's doing all the things. And she's like, and I would just pick fights. And it's like, yeah, that is one sign that the nervous system is trying to get your attention, that it's gonna put the sabotage and it's going to come out sideways when your nervous system is calling for attention. And we're going to talk about what it wants from you here in a second. We're going to solve this for you today. So the third pattern that you want to watch for is if you have that habit of being frozen or stuck, it's not a habit, but if you have that response to stress that you get frozen, you get stuck, then you might have an overworker inside of you that comes out and like she pulls an all-nighter at the last second and you get the project in. It's not that you don't get the project in, it's that you don't start the project till the day before and you stay up all night doing it and then you turn it in and you're like, oh, thank God, I needed that deadline to get this done. I can't tell you how many people before I did my TEDx talk, which if you haven't seen that, go to elyssasmith.com/TEDx. It'll take you right to the YouTube video, why you procrastinate and how to stop it for good. So that talk, people would come to me. The reason I did that talk is because people kept coming to me and saying, like, I need to be under pressure to do my best work. That is such a myth. But if you have this process of stopping yourself, if you have well, maybe you're distracted or maybe this and that, but the overworking at the last second because you're under pressure, helps you access your best work is a myth, because actually your survival brain is in charge when you're under the gun. When you are under pressure, your right brain, which is not your higher level executive function thinking brain, your right brain is in charge. It doesn't have access to the most productive, most intelligent, most high functioning part of your brain in that moment. That part of your brain goes silent for a minute. It thinks there's some sort of a threat, like a wild animal chasing you. The right brain, survival brain, will make sure you've got the blood pumping if you need to fight or flee. It makes sure that your digestion stops so that you can divert all of your energy into fighting the threat. Not super helpful if you feel under threat and under stress all the time, right? So where are my girlies that are working on their digestive issues, because your body has been fighting or fleeing so much in your life, but never actually needing to escape a wild animal. So these cycles happen. These patterns of sabotage are really sneaky, because you could think, I just need to work harder. This is my mantra. I just need to be better. I just need to do more, try a little bit more. Oh, when you push through pain your whole life like it's your job, it's really hard to notice when your body is actually crying for help. Okay. So your nervous system sees a threat and thinks, perfect, I'm going to avoid the threat. We are going to be distracted. We are going to do everything we can not to start this project because I feel scared. Now, there may be a fear of failure. There could be a fear of success. There are several clients that I've had this year where they have a stronger fear of succeeding than of failing. Because when we get really down to it, and the work I do involves, inner child work. And so we kind of get into those wounded parts that are screaming at us to slow down or to work harder to get our approval, right? So, but having a fear of success means that when you do something successful, your body reacts like you're not safe, because it thinks, oh my gosh, well, now what are we going to do? Are we going to have higher expectations on us? Are we going to be more visible and people might pick us apart, in public, or we'll get haters online, or we are going to have to keep up a level of work that doesn't feel sustainable? What is that? What's going to happen? We don't know so we sabotage our own success. So then you might have a fear of failure, which is fairly, like an obvious, that it is what it sounds like. And then you might have, fears of disappointing people. There could be an underlying thing, like if your nervous system sees a threat, it thinks you're going to get in trouble. One of my good friends, and also who's a client, we were talking about the fact that she is a grown woman, y'all. Like, she is a grown woman, and she is a CEO of a very prestigious organization, has built something from scratch with her bare hands, like genius level person, genius level human. And when she gets a text from somebody that sounds a little bit ominous, her immediate little girl inside feeling used to be, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble, I'm in trouble. And it's like, no, you are a grown woman. You can decide how to stay safe in these scenarios. But your body is probably, if you're doing these things, if you're having the distraction loop, if you're having the irritation, the irritability over minor things, if you are dealing with the overworking in order to overcompensate for being stuck, your system isn't updated yet that you are now the badass boss babe that you are. You can make yourself be safe. Like, you can create safety around yourself now as an adult. You're the little kid version of you couldn't. And so your system is still on that old mindset. So here is a way to approach this that's going to be helpful immediately for you. As we go into this new year, you do not want to be taking the distraction loop and the irritability and picking apart your relationships. All of that stuff is not really your authentic self. Your authentic self is, she's a hard worker, she's kind, she is full of integrity, but the version of you that we get when you are feeling threatened is maybe not that version. And it's not authentic to continue in survival mode, because we have protector parts that cover up our true selves when we're in survival mode. And then it feels yuck later, because you're like, I wasn't my best in that moment. So when you see one of these behaviors, I want you to pause. It's the opposite of what we want to do. We want to push through. We want to work harder, be better. I want you to pause. You see the distraction, the irritability. Have some compassion on yourself. There's no other way you could be responding to this. But when you pause, when you see one of these behaviors, I also want you to ask, what doesn't feel safe about what I'm doing right now? Why is my nervous system sending me a message with these, quote, bad behaviors or bad habits to tell me something? What is it afraid of? What does it think the threat is? Maybe it goes back to the fear of failure, success, or the disappointing someone. Just find out what feels unsafe about going forward from here. And then recognizing that sabotage isn't failure. It's actually just a communication from your nervous system. It's like, hey, I just need to be recalibrated. And you can shift it before it controls your entire day. Okay. So here is a little tool for you to shift this before it ruins your day. It's happened so many times to me. It happens less and less the more that I do the things that I teach. So hopefully this will help you too. So the first thing you do when you're noticing those loops, those protector things that are coming out, those habits, I want you to stop and do a 30-second body scan. Now, you don't have to get all woo with this. You can if you want, but you don't have to. It's literally just closing your eyes and noticing. And I like to start at the top of my head and you just go down through your body. And I imagine like I'm being scanned. I don't know if anyone else imagines that, but I imagine I'm being scanned by a little scanner. Like it's looking for tension. And if it finds some tension, then you can just kind of release the tension, right? So it's going down the body and just do this for 30 seconds. You could take a deep breath in there. Your nervous system will thank you. And you're scanning down and you're releasing the tension that you find. And as you release those areas, you breathe into them. You take a deep breath. You breathe into the tension in your shoulders. Take a deep breath. You breathe into the stomach area that's been feeling tight all day. So when you have a safe, calm body, your nervous system gets the message, oh, we're not being chased by a wild animal. And this unlocks your next level of productivity, the inspiration that you're looking for. Inspiration really comes from rest and taking a pause. So I want you to ask yourself, maybe for today, or maybe if you're noticing at the end of the day tomorrow, you want to check in, where did my system hijack my choices today? that is literally what's happening. It's hijacking your choices. And then I want you to take one small, beautiful, kind action toward yourself to help reset that moment from your day and help turn yourself toward the right direction so that you can make more progress in the coming day. And I like to imagine every day as a 24-hour container, and a solid like 12 of that is quote unproductive or like rest time, right? So you got 12 hours probably tomorrow that are all yours. You can make a difference for yourself. In video 3, we're going to be reclaiming our focus in a distracted world. We're going to dive deeper into this distraction piece, and are finally going to be able to get more done without adding on stress. So I hope you will join me there.